Yo, what's going on YouTube? What's going on Raider Nation? It's your boy Byron, man, coming at y'all with another video, man. First off, before we even get this started, I want to say that the Zach Miller that messed up his leg, the Chicago Bears game and all that, that is not the same Zach Miller as I'm talking about right now. Yes, they both have the same name. One was born in 1984, the other one was born in 1985. One was a 6th round pick, one was a 2nd round pick. So yeah, this picture right here, and then here's a picture of our Zach Miller. So I want to, get that out the way that these two are not the same, not the same player. So anyways, but back to the video, man. So Zach Miller was born in Tempe, Arizona, where he attended Desert Vista High School, where he played football and track. Zach Miller would be the Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year in 2003 in high school. Miller was a unanimous selection as the #1 tight end prospect in the nation at that time while he's in high school, y'all. I just want to throw that out there. He was a first team on offense and defense in high school as a junior. In his high school year, Miller had 27 catches for 520 yards and 6 touchdowns, 47 catches for 790 yards, 6 touchdowns. And on the defensive side, because he was all first team on offense and defense, mind you. On the defensive side of the ball, he had 134 tackles, 11 sacks, and an interception. Listed as the #1 player in the state of Arizona. Zach Miller would even play in the 2004 U.S. Army All-American Bowl. And in that 2004 All-American Bowl, we'll have future NFL players like Adrian Peterson, Ted Ginn Jr., Chris Long, and etc. Zach Miller was recruited by UCLA, the University of Tennessee, the University of Miami, the University of Oklahoma, and Arizona State. He would commit to Arizona State, being from he was born and raised in Arizona. During his time at Arizona State University, Miller would play for 3 seasons. And in those 3 seasons, he would combine for 144 catches for 1,512 yards and 14 touchdowns in his time in college. He would then declare himself for the NFL draft in 2007. He was ranked as the 2nd best tight end in the draft class behind Greg Olsen from the University of Miami. Miller was projected to be a 1st round pick, but due to a poor NFL Combine performance, he dropped to the 2nd round. And in the 2nd round of the 2007 draft, the Oakland Raiders selected Zach Miller. He was the 2nd tight end off the board in that draft. First would be Greg Olsen, who would be drafted by the Chicago Bears. During Zach Miller's rookie season, he would start and play in all 16 games, so he got the starting job his very first rookie season. In 2007, man, he had 44 catches for 444 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, not bad stats, it's pretty good for him, especially being a rookie, but it would improve dramatically in his 2nd year in the NFL. So in the 2008 season, Miller would have 56 catches for 778 yards, and he would have a touchdown. But not only that, in Miller's 2nd year in the NFL, y'all, he led the Raiders in receiving yards. Yes, even more than the actual receivers on the team in 2008. And Miller was ranked 6th in the NFL with receiving yards from a tight end. So he was basically in the top 10 his 2nd year in receiving yards from tight ends. Zach Miller in his 3rd season in the NFL would have 66 catches for 805 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. Miller would have his first 100-yard game of his career against the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 6.
Throws and finds Zach Miller, the tight end. Miller breaks away. Still going, got a great block down the sideline. Inside the 20, inside the 10, he's in, touchdown. The fans are going crazy here in Oakland. Here it is right here. Crossing route behind the linebacker Trotter. Now, focus on Lewis Murphy. You're going to see some wild blocks. One right here. Bam! Blows up Quentin Michael. And then he's going to keep going. And then he's going to screen off Ellis Hobbs. What a great job by Murphy.
Miller would finish the game with 6 catches for 139 yards and would score a touchdown. He would have another 100-yard receiving game in week 16 against the Cleveland Browns, where he would have 9 catches for 110 yards. Miller would finish that season 8th in the NFL with receiving yards from a tight end. So once again, he's still in that top 10 category, and it's just his third year. So he did drop from 6 to 8, but still he's in the top 10 of tight ends of receiving yards. So he was one of those small gems that we had on those bad Oakland Raider teams. And also for the second year in a row, Zach Miller would lead the team in receiving yards. In 2010, of his 4th year in the NFL, he would have 60 catches for 685 yards and would have a career high 5 touchdowns in one season. And also for the 3rd year in a row, Zach Miller would have the most receiving yards on the team. He would also be top 10 in receiving yards from a tight end that season, as you can see from the picture. Not only that, but Zach Miller would make his first ever Pro Bowl that season. So you see Zach Miller slowly stepping up and stepping up and stepping up. And now he's getting recognition for it in the Pro Bowl that he played in. But after Zach Miller's contract was up in 2010, he would end up signing a 5-year deal with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, he did want to stay a Raider, but that's when the NFL lockout was happening. And, teams can't contact their players about, contracts or nothing like that. So I'm guessing Zach Miller just wanted to, get a new start or start somewhere fresh. So he ended up signing with the Seattle Seahawks. In 2011, Zach Miller's first year with the Seattle Seahawks, he would only have just 25 catches for 233 yards and 0 touchdowns. Then next year in 2012, Miller would have 38 catches for 369 yards for 3 touchdowns. In 2013, Miller would only have just 33 catches for 387 yards, but he would have his career tying game of 5 touchdowns. But there was some good in it, because that year, the Seattle Seahawks would go to the Super Bowl to face off the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 48, where the Seattle Seahawks would end up winning the Lombardi Trophy. In that Super Bowl game, Zach Miller would only have 1 catch for 10 yards, but at the end of the day, Zach Miller would get his Super Bowl ring. Now, his last year with the Seattle Seahawks will be in 2014, and unfortunately for Miller, he would only play in the first 3 games of the regular season before going on to IR due to an ankle injury that would have to require surgery. He would finish that season with only 6 catches for 76 yards and 0 touchdowns. During the offseason, the Seattle Seahawks would release Zach Miller due to a failed physical, maybe because of the ankle injury. And unfortunately, ever since then, after that 2014 season, Zach Miller has not played in the NFL. And first off, I just want to say, man, thank you, Zach Miller, for basically being one of the most consistent and best parts of our Raiders teams in the receiving game. And I remember watching Zach Miller, man, and even though he was a tight end, man, it was exciting to see him play, especially during those years where we didn't have a lot of star players on that team. And he could have did big things, man. Like I said, 3 straight years he led the team in receiving yards, so he was beating out not only the receivers. I just want to say thank you, Zach Miller, for the 4 years that you spent in Oakland, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for the memories. I remember that Philadelphia Eagle game. I remember you balling out like crazy when you were with us, man. And I just want to say thank you. And the Raider Nation loves you. And we don't forget about our own. So Raider Nation, man, if y'all could do me this favor, man, you already know. This is his Twitter. I don't know if he has an Instagram or not, but this is his Twitter. But yeah, after this video, man, just show him some love, man. Just, go on his page and just spam him with a whole bunch of good vibes and loves and all that stuff, man. If y'all want to use the hashtag The Nation Still Loves You, go ahead and do that, man. With this picture, man, I want to say, man, thank you again, Zach Miller, for the 4 years that you put in that hard work. And unfortunately, I wish you would have stayed a Raider, but it is what it is. But thank you for everything that you did for the Raider Nation, man. I really appreciate it. Us fans really appreciate it, man. And I just want to say, man, thank you, Zach Miller. I appreciate everything you've done for us. If you like this video, and you like the Forgotten Raiders series, also there are these Forgotten Raiders right here that I've also done. So if you want to see any more, I did Nick Roach, Denarius Moore, Stanford Route, Michael Bush. So if you guys want to check out the majority of these, just look at my videos, just go into video history and you'll slowly find them all right there, man. But anyways, y'all, thank you, Raider Nation. Thank you for your appreciation, man.